What really happened behind those gates on August 6, 2025? Was this a random act of violence or part of a deeper conspiracy? Why did security fail inside one of the most protected military bases in America? Who knew the truth before it reached the public? Were there warning signs that were ignored? Is the official report hiding critical details from the American people? Could this tragedy have been prevented? And why wasn't it?
Fort Stewart. The day trust was broken.
It wasn't Afghanistan. It wasn't Iraq. It was here, Georgia, August 6th, 2025, in the middle of a secure U.S. military base. 5 American soldiers were gunned down by one of their own.
Fort Stewart mass shooting. 5 wounded. Shooter, a fellow soldier.
How does a brother in arms become the threat? What went wrong at Fort Stewart? The incident, 10:56 a.m. Chaos begins. It was a regular Tuesday morning inside the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team area. Soldiers were preparing for routine duty. Then, at exactly 10:56 a.m., gunshots echoed across the compound. Panic, screams, soldiers hit the ground. 10:56 a.m., first shots fired. 11:04 a.m., entire base under lockdown. 11:35 a.m., the shooter is subdued and taken into custody. The shooter, who is Sergeant Cornelius Radford? The shooter wasn't a stranger. He was Sergeant Cornelius Radford, 28 years old, logistics expert, respected, quiet, no combat history, no major flags, But behind the uniform, cracks were forming. This wasn't just a tragic snap. It was a failure in communication, leadership, and oversight. Heroes in uniform, stopped by his own brothers. He fired round after round. 5 soldiers hit. But before law enforcement could arrive, it was the soldiers themselves who tackled him. We didn't even think. We just moved. He had to be stopped. Their courage, it saved countless lives and turned this from a massacre into a miracle. We didn't even think. We just moved. He had to be stopped. 5 American heroes. All survived. All recovering. Surgeries were immediate. Blood was spilled, but their spirit remains unshaken. They came in with critical injuries, but they fought through, just like soldiers do. Families waited in silence. Schools nearby locked their doors. And all across the nation, Americans asked, how can this happen on a US Army base? Kemp's statement: "Our hearts are with the soldiers at Fort Stewart." Presidential response: "Justice will be swift. Reforms will be stronger." The questions: could this have been prevented? Why was a soldier with a DUI allowed back on base with access to a weapon? Why didn't his superiors know? Why are mental health cracks still invisible in military structures? This isn't just a Fort Stewart problem. It's a systemic military issue. If we train these men to fight, we must also train leaders to see the silent battles they carry inside. What's next? Justice, reform, and recovery. Sergeant Radford now awaits trial. The FBI and Army CID are digging deep into the systems, the breakdowns, and the culture that allowed this to happen. Fort Stewart Commanding Officer. This is a painful moment, but we will come out stronger. They wore the same uniform. Fort Stewart will recover, but the scars of that day will remain. Because the bullets didn't come from enemies overseas. They came from someone who was supposed to protect them. Remember the wounded. Reform the system. This wasn't just a shooting. This was a wake-up call.